Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned that because I read recently in a study that like 66% of organizations have an industrial transformation strategy in place, but only about 8% are actually accomplishing dramatic results.
Mm.
And so you mentioned there's a desire to change this and pursue the transformation, but things get in the way. So, what could we be doing better within our own organizations to build that sense of urgency and build that sense of drive and truly achieve some of these great results that you know are possible in this pursuit?
Yeah, I think it's a really interesting statistic and the data that supports that. We've seen the same type of indicators. You know, just at the interesting level, we probably starting around 5 years ago, maybe a little more, we started deploying some technology with the start of success, maybe 7 years ago. And something that started to happen is we would encounter customer applications where there was already wireless sensors installed on the machinery. And in fact, I had pictures on my phone, I'd get them more frequently now, of garbage cans filled up with wireless sensors that had been installed. And it's kind of sad, but it's true. So again, it wasn't for a lack of trying, it was for a lack of execution. And the simple reality is it's difficult. Industrial transformation is not easy. And most people that have tried it will tell you that. And I think that's part of the reason for the 8% success and the 66% attempt is there's just a track record of failure, including us. I mean, so what if I roll back the clock 5 years or so, we had a pretty fortunate convergence with a very interesting industry, the upstream oil and gas industry here in North America. And basically, at the time, they go through a lot of ups and downs. It's a tumultuous industry, and right now we're in a very low down, so it's a severe time today. But in 2014 into 15, we were in a boom, and basically what the customers were feeling was this, confusion and uncertainty as to how to solve these problems, but they were aware of the problems. In fact, there was a maintenance manager not far from here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, was one of the first early learnings of this, and he was literally pulling his hair out, and he had about as much hair as I do. So it was
I tried that once, it works so well.
it was metaphorical, but he was trying to understand why, this class of pumps, they have these big pumps, like so many customers do, why they kept failing and failing and failing and failing, and he was just confused and uncertain. And so were we. But what we were able to do was get some sensors installed, get the data flowing, and what we found out was relatively quickly we were able to identify the root cause of that problem. And it was basically it was a convergence of technology and then just roll up your sleeves problem solving with their involvement, not just us, but us helping them. And it's the convergence of using the technology effectively, we were able to make dramatic improvements right away. And then we just started peeling back the onion. And from then till now, these 5 years, we have been doing that in that industry exhaustively and then expanding what we've learned from an approach standpoint to all these other industries that we now serve.